Prime Minister's mandate letter told the Finance Minister, and I quote, that his private affairs should bear the closest public scrutiny. When first elected, he told everyone that he would show up to work and that he placed his assets in a blind trust. But instead, he hid his assets from the public in a myriad of numbered companies. He failed to disclose an offshore corporation to the Ethics Commissioner and was fined for that. And the same commissioner launched an investigation into his introduction of legislation that could benefit his family company. Mr. Speaker, with all these failures, how can the Prime Minister still trust this Finance Minister?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Finance Minister has done what is expected of all ministers, all parliamentarians, which is to work with the Ethics Commissioner. He's met with her when he got to Ottawa, followed all of her recommendations, and has announced that he'd go above and beyond. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'm a member for Barrie Innisfil.
No, he has not, Mr. Speaker, and there's more. The Ethics Commissioner is looking into the 2015 sale of shares in his family's company after he refuses to explain why he only divested some of those shares and just days before he introduced the new tax measures. Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister has failed to live up to the standards set by his Prime Minister. Canadians need to know that they can trust the country's chief financial officer, but they've lost trust in this minister. Will he do the right thing and resign?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, I fully understand why the opposition, why the Conservatives want to talk about anything but the economy, because when you look at growth in this country, in the last 2 years, the average growth has been twice as high as they had in their years in power. When you look at job creation, it took them 10 years to create close to 1 million jobs. It took us 2 to add 600,000 jobs to the Canadian economy. And to quote the fine Minister of Public Safety, who's recently said, if you want to find as good an economic record, you'd need to look back at the previous Liberal government. They're trying to forget their 10 years. They should be taking notes in terms of how the Finance Minister is managing this economy.